morning guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a super awkward intro because I'm just like chilling on the side of the road out the front of a whole bunch of houses. But today we're going to be finally putting a car in the garage right beside Belle, my beautiful Breeze XR6 Turbo. So this morning we've driven all the way, you guys are just going to get the car. We've driven all the way to Childers, and if you guys remember in the last video, we came and checked out a awesome white R33 Skyline GTST manual. So today we are picking that car up. We've made it. We have made it back to the weird looking road. It's all red. She's just over there. Oof. Oof. Look at this, Maxie. This might give you guys a bit of a hint. We are back at Red Dirt Central, mate.
These are my brand new shoes.
Oh no. Oh, poor Maxie. Wrecked his brand new shoes. But we have, if you guys remember, a spare math sensor and receipts and a whole big bunch of cash. So let's get this done. Rightio guys, so I'm filming this intro early, but today we've driven all the way to Childers to come pick up this car right here. Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna pose. Beautifully clean R33 GTST. Now this thing just looks so cool and it's something so different from what I've had.
I'm so gonna laugh if you get to the top and you stall it. Oh. Forgot how long Skyline doors were.
Rightio, you ready mate? You ready to go?
Yeah mate. Ready to watch you fail. Oof, dog box
Dog
right
box,
there.
mate, she's in it. Oof. Hey mate, I haven't stalled yet. I'm pretty happy.
Flip up.
See if I can not stall it on the actual road, eh?
Okay. Oh, yeah, nearly stalls are taking off.
Hey, not bad, mate.
Not bad.
Not bad. Good turbo noises.
Not bad. Slow pull.
Jake, you left a CD in it all day.
All day speeding CDs.
All day speeding CD. Mate, we're going to be speeding all day in this beast, I'll tell you what. Alrighty, do you want me to follow you? Or you go first? Or do you want to follow me?
Yeah, I'll just go first.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's do it, man. Hey, what's the retail on one of those?
More than you can afford, pal.
Give us a bit of a rev. Alrighty, so Max has just jumped in the Skyline. He's following me right now, and it is such a cool sight to see in my rearview mirror. It's so wicked. So Max is driving the car home simply because the whole idea and the reason I bought my car was so that I could learn manual. I actually never had, we had a manual car to learn manual in, but I just never went for my test in it. So all these years, I know how to drive manual, but I've just never got my license. So especially when traveling with a unregistered car, like it is at the moment, we do have a day registration for it, but I cannot drive it. So if we do get pulled over, obviously there's a high chance being an R33 Skyline and that it has no plates on it, there's a high chance of it getting pulled over if the cop does see it. So that's why I brought Max up. Max is driving it all the way back because he has a manual license, and then yeah, we get it back to Brisbane, I get my manual license and we start driving it around. So yeah. One thing that we did know with the car when we saw it last week is we know it had a coolant leak, pretty bad one at the back of the block. Sorry, not at the back of the block, it was sort of at the back alongside the firewall. It was just a plastic fitting had cracked and it was just letting out some coolant. So Jake ended up putting the coolant in it, and we're just going to try and drive it as far as we can. So far I think we've driven probably about a good hour or so. We're almost at Maryborough now. So yeah, the car seems to be holding up fine. So apart from that, we're just watching the temps at the moment. Max is listening to his all day CD thanks to Jake, so thank you very much, man. Yeah, no, this thing's going pretty well. So yeah, we're currently just cruising, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I didn't think it would last this long. Rightio, made it to Tyro. Almost there, guys. I reckon we have probably about, I don't know, maybe about an hour and 50 minutes maybe, back down to my place. And we've made it to Gympie. We haven't even stopped the whole way down. This is awesome. It sounds like a diesel truck with that straight pipe exhaust. Oh, that's so feral. So, I swear to God, I just saw Max shoot a flame, and now he's trying to do it again. Oh, it's not spitting any more flames. I saw like the tiniest little glow come out of his exhaust, and I was like, oh yes, it spits flames. I know Jake told me it did, but yeah, it's so funny. He's been trying to do it all morning. I love it how we know that there's gearbox issues, but Max keeps down changing on the highway and trying to make it spit flames. It's so funny. We're supposed to be looking after this car to Brisbane, but Max is doing pulls on the highway. Gotta love Maxie, he's wicked. And finally, 11:30, back in Brisbane. The car made it the entire way without stopping. And back home, the four-wheel drive fitment making it easy. That's hilarious. Thanks, man.
No worries.
You're a legend.
Anytime, mate.
You brought it back. It's here.
And it's not overheated or
It hasn't overheated. How did we do it? Well, here it is, guys, my brand new car, my 1995 R33 Nissan Skyline GTST. Alright, so it's a little bit windy, but I'm going to try and address all the things you guys might have questions about with this car. So as per the title, I said this is the cheapest GTR in Australia. So it's the cheapest car that I can find. So this is an R33 GTST in manual, and I managed to snag this bad boy up for $3,000. That's it, $3,000. Now, along with that, it does have some issues, so which I'll fill you in with right now. So we pretty much went up and had a look at this car last weekend, and if you guys remember the video, I went over some of the issues that this car had, and I didn't do a very good job of explaining it, and I had a lot of backlash in the comments saying, it's this, it's this, but in all fairness, no one actually knew. So I'm going to quickly go over the problems that it has and some of the possible solutions, best and worst case. So yeah, let's go over it right now. So overall, looking at this thing, it's actually insanely clean. The body is so perfect and straight. It's got 136,000 Ks on it, and it actually has all of its clear coat. Like, so that's probably the first thing that I saw on this car was actually good. Now along that as well, it actually has the wing that I really love, so I'm so glad that this one finally had it. I was looking around at other ones and I just couldn't find it. It also has some Hustler wheels, which are pretty cool. They're only like a 17x8, so they're not really that big, but I am looking at changing these out ASAP. And I think the biggest thing about this car is just the fact that I'm not, as I said, I don't really know whether it's a Series 2 or not. I haven't really looked that much into this car as of yet, but I love the Series 2 look. So it's got a Series 2 front bar, and you know, honestly, on the road, this thing looks so cool coming down the road. I love it. Look at the headlights, they don't even look faded. Well, much, but those are amazing. And on the interior as well, I sit super close to the wheel, but I'll quickly jump in right now and move the seat back. Oh God. So it also comes with what I believe is a SAS wheel. I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but yeah, all Alcantara wheel. Actually feels pretty nice. The little driver went in this morning. It's like a brushed aluminium look. I do have another wheel coming, however, but this one here actually looks really cool. So I might actually put the other wheel up in my sort of like my little area up inside the house. But yeah, this wheel's pretty cool. Yeah. It also has a Sparko shift knob. I don't even know whether it's legit or genuine or anything. Feels pretty cool, but in all fairness, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I might get some centering springs and stuff like that. I'm gonna get a short shift kit for it. To be honest, this thing looks pretty disgusting. So yeah, I'm gonna sort this out eventually. All these boots and everything look pretty cool, but I'm going to get rid of these. Also has a Kenwood CD player, has Bluetooth and everything else as well, so that's like a lot better than the FG, just saying. Yeah, has a sound system, everything else as well. The owner actually gave me a bunch of zip ties, which the other owner gave him as well. So yeah, apart from that, like the carpets and the door trims and everything else as well, and the back seats especially, everything is super clean. And also I have this too, which I want to really show you guys. The owner also had these lying around as well. So these are a set of R33 GTR pods, which basically go onto the, I'm probably going to scratch it, which also like clip up onto the back here as well, which looks super dope. So I'm definitely going to be running them too. It basically makes the stance of the car a little bit wider at the back, which is awesome. The back tyres have seen better days. They are completely shredded. Apart from that, the seats actually look like they're in such good condition. I could imagine if I just like went over these seats with a shampoo machine, it would like bring it up so nice again. I'm so keen to get stuck into this. Alright, let's have a look in the engine bay. Awesome. Alrighty, so inside the engine bay is where things get a little bit messy, and I'm literally meaning like messy. Check out this. Like, I'm gonna definitely get rid of all this horrible, just greasy dirt and everything else as well. It's just looks horrible. I have to replace the MAF sensor this morning, so the MAF sensor made it run correctly, which I'm very happy about. So yeah, managed to sort that out this morning. Yeah, it's got some weird stuff under here. I know there's supposed to be a big bottle over here somewhere, but there's kind of just like these plugs that are just chilling here. Over here, there's also this, which is just chilling. I have no idea what any of this stuff does. Like this looks like something to do with my AC, maybe. I have no idea. And also, it has these lines right here, which basically run off the top breathers and go into a catch can. But until you actually look at them down the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see, but they actually go to absolutely nothing. They just drain straight down. So I don't have to get a catch can sorted for that, or just plumb them back into each other. Yeah. It's also got this little like boost tee sort of jigged up right here, kind of just cable tied to whatever. He's just got it wound all the way up at the moment. Not even quite sure what turbo it is at the moment. I don't even know whether it's standard or whether it's, yeah, I honestly don't even know. Looks like there's a little bit of oil leaking off the top of the turbo as well. Another thing I know we need to fix is there's also a coolant leak at the back of the engine bay, so up against the firewall. We tried to sort this out last week, but pretty much this little section down here, this little plastic section has split and it's leaking coolant, so we're gonna have to fix that too. It's also got low compression in cylinder 3. Now this could be multiple things, and I have had so many mixed things being told to me, and this is the only things that I know thus far. Okay, so the first thing I've been told, and actually has kind of worked, because we managed to clear out one cylinder, which was cylinder 4. It was reading at 80, we ran it out for a drive and it came back and it read at 150. So all 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 cylinders all read at 150. They are perfect. However, cylinder 3 currently reads at 100. Now it did read at 80, and then we took it out for a drive and then it came back and it read at 20 psi more. So we actually got told that by Sam Vaines from a Tucker Garage. Could be carbon buildup. So we took it out for a drive, and actually, yeah, obviously one cylinder was perfect. The other one came back and it was still reading low. So, okay, we looked at other options. We noticed that when the spark plug came out, when we're doing the compression test, it was covered in oil. So that could be another big thing as to what's happening. I watched a video by Clutch Kick Junkies, which is a guy that I've been watching for a little bit now. He's pretty cool. But yeah, it could also be the fact, I watched one of his videos where he was replacing his head gasket, and I noticed that there was a mixture of coolant on the top of his cylinder as well as oil. I've also been told this by a couple of people, and also when we were doing the compression test, I heard there was an air leak somewhere with cylinder 3. So currently, I am led to believe that it could be a head gasket, which isn't a massive deal, because I would, you know, I would learn and try and figure this out. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking it could be at the moment, but I'm not quite sure. Because the other thing it could be is it could be ring lens, which I've been told are just the worst things in the history of everything that has to do with R33s, is that everyone has ring lens fail. Yeah? Okay, cool, excellent. I need to sort that out. We'll get it sorted. Because pretty much, as you guys know, I'm not the greatest with... I know a lot of people have said this in the comments, and I'm going to try and bring it up in a video, but I am trying to learn as much as I possibly can. I don't do YouTube to try and teach people how to talk about cars or learn about cars or do anything, or how to do stuff, unless I actually know how to do it. But basically, I'm trying to learn as much as I possibly can, and that's why I bought this car, is to learn how to do stuff. You know, one of them obviously being to be confident with manual, and then the other one to learn a different chassis, to learn an R chassis, learn something different. It's going to be cool, it's going to be fun. Now, another issue that the R33 has as well is it has a very noisy, whiny gearbox, and you guys probably heard that in the start of the video. So this could also be a multitude of things. Best case scenario, all it needs is a service. So I was talking to Sam Vaines from Untitled Garage once again, and he said as long as it's not clunking, it could be savable. So what my theory is if we... and what his theory was is the reason it's getting hot and the reason it's whining is because it could be low or have no oil in it. So we're going to do a service. We're going to try and figure out what exactly we can do, and then we're also going to possibly replace the bearing, or it could possibly be something bigger than that. So we're going to learn and try and figure this thing out. You know, I obviously got it for a pretty cheap price, so I can try and sort out the stuff with it, whether it's going to be cheap, whether it's going to be expensive. But at the moment, I'm praying to God that all it needs is a head gasket, some coils, some plugs, a service, and service a gearbox. And then this car might be perfect. Now, I'm also going to work on trying to put some mesh grills and try and clean these cuts up because they look absolutely horrible, and put some mesh grills in front of this. Obviously, I have to get some new plates. As well, have to get this thing regoed and do everything like that. One of my cousins also noticed, if you guys can see down here, the seat's not even bolted in, so I literally have... I don't even know why it's not bolted in, but I'm gonna bolt them in, so don't you guys stress if you ever a backseat passenger in my car. Also, this little latch thing doesn't work. I found that out this morning. There's probably gonna be heaps of little issues. Amazingly, the gas struts are good. They hold the thing up, which is awesome. Need to sort out this situation. I'm also going to give the car a bit of a wash and get rid of all this red dust. As for rust as well, this is the only spot here and up here that the car has rust. Across the entire car, yeah, doesn't have any rust through it. I also checked down in the wheel well, a little bit of surface rust which I can grind off, which I'll do at work. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, this thing's pretty much rust free. As for the exhaust, I checked it out before. It is disgusting. It's a straight pipe. It's just horrible. I'll get it sorted. Yeah, if you guys watch the clips of Max driving past me on the highway, you guys will know it's already disgustingly just drony and just bleh. I reckon, personally in my opinion, I reckon I'm going to get something along the lines of trying to make it a little bit muffled, so that way it kind of has that nice smooth sounding RB sound, and obviously that's going to tie in with just making sure it's serviced and everything else as well to make it sound smooth. Yeah, it just needs that right note that everyone else has, but it's definitely not a straight pipe. That's definitely not what I'm going for. Everything about this car is honestly pretty cool. It's clean, it's nice, it runs decently well, and for the price I paid for it, I'm gobsmacked at this thing. I absolutely love it. So yes, as for the engine bay, I'm definitely going to have to clean this up tomorrow. Or probably not tomorrow, maybe a video eventually, but I'm definitely going to clean this up. I'm going to get in here and basically just go all over it with degreaser, just make sure that this actually looks white again. Just go over the entire engine, see if I can clean off all the grease on all these plugs and everything. I just want to start fresh, start looking for leaks, fix them, work at just trying to make this thing as clean as possible. A few other things I got with the car is I also got a, oh, what was it? This right here, which is spare ECU. I'm hoping this might have a base map on it, which, sorry, a stock map on it, which actually might be better than what's currently running in it. But yeah, there's also a whole heap of spare globes and everything in there. Yeah. And another thing that Jake also gave me was this right here. This is pretty cool. So he also got this, which is a high mount manifold for the turbo. I reckon this is very cool. It does look pretty janky when you look at the back of it. I have no idea what's happening here, but I might actually speak to someone, see if this is worth anything. It probably isn't. I don't really care. But yeah, there's a high mount manifold. Cool. But yes, that is my Skyline. I'm stoked. Alright, one thing I'm really struggling with already is I'm really struggling to find a decent seating position where I can actually reach the pedals and I'm not too close to the wheel. This is actually an issue for me. Second issue, I have nowhere to put the camera when I'm talking. I'm gonna go down the road and just grab some photos for the thumbnail, for the lols. I love driving manual. This is so cool. I don't know if you guys can hear, but the just the gearbox whine, it's just horrible. Oh, I managed to catch it. So yes, obviously at the moment it's not running very nice, but we will sort that. We will definitely, most certainly sort all this. And this is going to be one hell of a car. I'm keen. I'm so keen. Well, there you guys have it. I'm currently the owner of a R33 GTST in manual. Why on earth did I buy this car? So obviously a very big influence into what I want to do with YouTube stems from watching other people do what I want to be. So obviously Samet having the R33, the R34, everything else as well, and being in his car drifting and just seeing what he does is just a very cool feeling. And so I always wanted to be a part of sort of the drifting scene and never actually got into it. And of course I always cared way too much about my Falcon to take it on the track and actually drift it or do anything that could put it in harm's way of any stage. So that's why I decided I would start saving up for a car that I wanted to take it on track. I didn't care too much for. All I cared was that it was mechanically okay and that I could work on it and learn something different. So that is exactly why I bought my R33. A lot of people were telling me to get an S chassis. However, R chassis at the moment, with the price that they are and with S chassis actually being insanely expensive at the moment, you can't find like any under like 8K. And also I kind of wanted to go down the 6-cylinder turbo route as well. As cool as SRs are, and I know they're awesome for drifting, just watching other people and seeing the issues that they have in comparison to the issues that RBs have, being a little bit more reliable that I've been able to find, then it's definitely something that I want to look at because I want to try and get as much seat time out of a car as possible. So that's why I got the R33. Now the R33s in manual and turbo were the cheapest things that I could possibly find available that was kind of relative to the drift scene and the sort of car culture that goes along with that drift scene. So obviously I wanted something Japanese, I wanted something JDM. Be cool. Never owned something Japanese before. I've only ever driven Falcons. And this is probably a good bridge between going straight into that scene and having a Falcon because it's still big, still rear-wheel drive, and it's still a 6-cylinder and it's still turbo. So I have a lot of similarities with that. And also the R33s are actually the cheapest out of, like, let's just put it out there. So at the moment you can kind of buy like for drifting out there to get into it. You probably buy, like, you can get an AU, which I really didn't want to do. A lot of people do AUs, but then looking at it in a way that I kind of want to do it, there is the S13, S14, S15, along with that, the 180 and all that sort of stuff. And then there's the R32, R33, R34. Not many people drift the R34 and R32, but I know a fair amount of people that do the R33, and a lot of people do the S chassis. But yeah, as I said, in comparison to all of those chassis, the R33 turbo manual was definitely the cheapest option between all of them. I was able to find a whole heap sort of between $5,000 and $10,000 that I could potentially buy. But yeah, I ended up going with this one here. Now the reason I went with something that does need a little bit more work is simply because YouTube. I really want to learn as much as I possibly can, and I know there's been a lot of comments very recently, especially the very last couple of videos, where I have been trying not to explain stuff incorrectly, but trying to explain it in a way that I understand it, and a lot of people have been saying I've been giving people the wrong impression of what exactly I want to do, or how exactly to do something. So I just wanted to put it out there that this car I am learning as much as I possibly can. I'm not going to be making how-to videos. I'm not going to be making anything of that sort. I am going to be posting videos about me, my stuff-ups, my mistakes, and me fixing what I possibly can, if not outsourcing to fix the car. That is the whole goal behind this, is to learn a completely different car, learn a different chassis, learn a different motor, and get into drifting, learn driving. So that's why I bought it. So in plain terms, it was cheap. I bought it to learn how to do things. And I know you guys are really gonna like it on the channel. So there's a few things that I'm gonna be getting pretty much almost instantly for this car. First of all, I'm gonna be doing a full detail and paint correction and everything else on this car. Since looking for a car to buy, I've really fallen in love with the shape of the R33, especially the Series 2, so I'm definitely going to make sure that this thing looks good. I'm going to be doing livery on it, but that's way off in the future. I really want to do that. But I'm also going to be doing, obviously getting some wheels for it. I want to try and find some 18x9 somewhere. I'm doing some coilovers as well, because at the moment it's still got the stock suspension. I really don't like those Hustler wheels either, they just look gross. And then I want to get the car running as healthy as possible, so that definitely means I'm going to have to do the service on the gearbox, service on the engine, and yeah, just do all that. So, and then after that, I'm guessing that I'm probably going to need to get it tuned. I want to get it as extremely reliable as possible. So yeah, taking it somewhere to get tuned, probably go with a standalone ECU, and then yeah, as I said, I don't know much about these cars. That's why I bought it. That's why I'm here to learn. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no recommendations as to parts I should buy. So that's where I'm stuck at the moment. I currently own an R33. I've got no idea what I want to do with it, but I know I want to track it. So this is going to be fun. I'm keen. Rightio, I think I've bored you guys enough. Thank you very much everyone for watching the video. I hope you all like the car, and please leave some comments in the comment section, the videos that you want to see with this horribly slow thing. Yeah, I'm super keen. I hope you guys are. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.